last time you
Oh,
went 8 for 8 on the penalty?
8 for 8. When's the last time I was on a team that took 8 penalties? Maybe a better question. And I know we wouldn't have been 8 for 8. I can promise you that if we took 8 penalties. And if it wasn't for the goaltender, it wouldn't have been 8 for 8.
Phil said first stars of the game, Samson Lee, goals, just how crucial.
3 of them. Throw Kemps in there too. We're gonna spread it around for the 3 of them.
For fans that don't know, I mean, that's such a huge part of the game that they don't get to see, but really can help out in situations like this.
Yeah, there's no question. The rule is very interpretive as well. I don't even bother looking at the rule book. Sam knows it like the back of his hand, and he's got to spend some time. He's thinking of 4 or 5 different things amongst the rule. Again, I don't even know the rule completely, and it's a good thing I don't. So there's a lot to weigh, and then there's arbitrary. Did they call it a goal on the ice? That has an effect. Was it not a goal on the ice? So I know Cole supports them. They work as a team, but yeah, probably the most important contribution from the coaching staff, at least, that's for sure, was those 2.
You talk about the penalties. Are you more upset by 8 penalties or more satisfied with the 8 for 8 on the PK?
Yeah, the penalties. I'm disappointed that we put ourselves in position to take 8 penalties. You know what I mean? So it's not the penalties so much; it's how we played and clearly how we approached the game. That's what I'm most disappointed in. Yeah.
With Darcy, obviously, so good tonight, but it's not just tonight. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
How big is it for this group to have such a rock whenever?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the goaltender in hockey, at least, people would tell you, is probably the most important position. So maybe not the most important player. It's the most important position because one guy doesn't play all the minutes. So you need that. You need it on nights, particularly when you don't have your best as a group of forwards and defensemen. And that was tonight. And, yeah, I mean, we relied on him way too much, but he was there and he looked good doing it. And I think that's the other part. When you look at a goalie and he makes all those saves, and sometimes he looked good doing it. So that's a pretty good compliment.
We've talked about him a lot lately, so I don't want to hammer the same point too much. But another goal from Cuter tonight, and you've highlighted the physicality a lot. He had that point a second. He took a big hit, then gets in front of the net and gets into it. Someone that came up high on Kevin. Is that just? It doesn't lead directly to the goal. Is that the kind of thing that keeps him engaged in the game that's been so important for him?
I think that's just it. Yeah, you nailed it right there. It's being engaged. It's taking your level of intensity one step higher, and along with that is a will to win, is to protect your teammates, to influence the game physically, not just on the score sheet. So all those things, I think everybody was looking for that day one. Well, it just doesn't always happen that way. But full credit to him. He's coming. He's going to be a force in the league for a long time. Cares about his team and his teammates.
A lot of times when you get asked about offensive depth, it's only the forwards, but you got the goal from Gabby tonight, from Clarkie last game. How big is it when you can just get one even from the blue line to help bolster those forwards?
Well, yeah. Well, we don't score a lot. We've talked about that. So where they can come from anywhere, and they're important. But on that goal in particular, Phil, Gabby has a great shot. Kobe makes a great pass. Gabby has a great shot. But we know with Sorokin, if you don't screen him, if you don't get somebody in front of him, it's going to be awfully hard to score. So great shot by Gabby, but I thought equally as important, Phil's there taking Sorokin's eyes away, and it's a job. It's a puck's coming 90, 95 miles an hour. You're standing in front. You got to hold your ground and not get out of the way. And Phil held his ground. Sorokin didn't see it, and it's a perfect shot.
Can you explain on how you think the team didn't play well, put themselves in position to defend? You said you weren't pleased with the fact that they were
Yeah,
in position.
yeah.
What didn't do tonight?
Well, we turned the puck over incredibly. Like in the second period, they had 7 grade A chances off 7 of our turnovers. So that's not good. That's just not managing the puck. That's not giving yourself a chance. Other teams make good plays, and they made some nice plays too at different times where, good play. You're trying your best, but they spin off you, make a sauce pass. That's a good play. But it was the times that we just gave them the puck. Changing, bad changes. You guys saw it. Second period was hard to watch, and we just couldn't get a hold of ourselves. I would say this, though. I would have to say this. I think Kopi, particularly in the third period, in the face-off circle, and even at 5-on-5, hopefully settled us down a little bit from what was a really a lousy second period.
Mikey put almost 12 minutes in the PK. There are a lot of guys that won't get 12 minutes total in
Right.
the game. Just how important was he for this unit tonight?
Yeah, he was clean. I don't recall off the top of my head him having any turnovers as far as contributing that way. Um, and no, and he was really good, and he has been for a long time. But the problem with all those penalties is the other guys, forwards, some of the D, and a lot of the forwards. Again, I thought Sammy's line was really good again tonight. They don't hardly get to play because you got the penalty killers out there, and so it just really disrupts the whole thing. So I wish we would have played better. We didn't. But guess what? We got the 2 points. We dug in when we needed, and Kemp's held their ground.
Almost 3 minutes left in the game, and you had empty net, man advantage, and for them, Doughty made a really great play on defense. And I know he's talked about a lot, and he's one of the best, but just talk about those kinds of plays and those kinds of important situations and how he comes up big.
Well, that's a good point too. That's a big part of it. Is when the timing of them sometimes is really important. Drew's been doing that for a lot of years, and come to just expect that. And I would say about him, he likes the big moments. He enjoys that. If I've seen him, one thing out of him as a player that I've really come to appreciate is in those moments, the biggest moments, or when he wants to be out there and be at his best. So he's got a good track record of it.
A couple of weeks ago, you talked about how important consistent offense from Phil's line is. So you love one of Kobe or Q's line going, but if you can get them going, it really gives you a lot of balance. Since then, they've been pretty red hot offensively. Just how important has that line been for you recently?
Yeah, well, I mean, very important. And if you look at the goal, it's a puck in, use your speed, forecheck, use your physicality, make a quick play, have a great shot. So that they possess the puck a matter of 2 seconds for the goal. And, you could argue is one of the nicest goals of the night when you look at how hockey is played, how you have to manufacture goals, and you don't always just get to make really nice plays and shoot it in empty nets. And that's the type of line they are. They're hunting you. You got the puck back there, they're coming for you. And they're being rewarded, and I think it's terrific.
Warren's been such a good fit for that line. I mean, did you kind of know early on, obviously the lines kind of were what they were, but was that a spot that you knew he would excel in? I mean, it seems like everyone excels with Phil and Trevor, but he just seems like
Yeah.
a good fit.
I think he complements them really well, though. And some players are better just with a certain type of player, and they work with a pair. Fogues is a player, I think, who can just go up and down and complement whoever he plays. He has, he's got good hands. He goes to the net, he forechecks. Good, so he's got the skill set. He works that fits in with a lot of different lines. But we've played that line as a checking line a little bit and matched them up. And so I think the three of them, and I think Fogues' speed really helps out there too.
You kind of talked about Drew Doughty obviously had the double stanchion goal, and then obviously Q had the broken stick goal. Do you guys think luck, I mean, obviously it has a small amount to do with it. Do you think luck was kind of on your side tonight?
Without a doubt, yeah. But I also think there's been nights when luck wasn't on our side, and that is hockey. There's a lot of random things that happen in a hockey game, but sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it goes against you, but you have to make sure you try to keep your composure and play through those things. Because when you feel like you're unlucky or you're lucky and you're getting the bounces, you can play a different style of game, it doesn't work either. So it's what I think about hockey is the focus and the mental discipline is equally as important as all the physical skills and the physicality and speed and all the stuff that's happening. The focus and the discipline, mental discipline, man, that's the hardest thing.